And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Wednesday. The official schedule is to be released tonight, but we've got some kind of trickle, little leaks, little information, so we can kind of go over that a little bit today on the show. We'll probably go a little bit more in depth tomorrow once it, officially releases. I believe there is a release show today at 8 o'clock. So we'll probably talk a little bit more about it tomorrow, but we still will be talking about what we know already today on the show. We're going to try to be fitting in the NFC North today with our NFL draft grades, the Packers, the Bears, the Vikings, and Lions. I mean, we got 3 more divisions to go through, so hopefully we can kind of get those done for the rest of the week. Breaking down the NBA from last night, I mean, it's crunch time, baby, and players and teams are stepping up. I mean, the Heat last night jumping all the way from the 6th seed to the 4th seed. Very well done. The Knicks in a close loss against the Lakers last night. Gosh darn. We took them plus 5.5, though, so bingo, bango. We got that. We actually did real good in our moneymaker. We can start with that really quickly. The only one that we missed on was the Bulls plus 4.5, just because we were kind of, betting on them to step it up a little bit, and then they didn't. So unfortunate for them. They are now officially done. I don't know if it's mathematically officially done, but folks, it's officially done. They're like 3 games back. So unfortunate for the Bulls loss last night. We also took the 76ers minus 5.5. Unfortunately, we thought Joel Embiid was going to play. He was a game time decision when we were talking about it, and then he did not play. But Knicks plus 5.5, Warriors plus 5, Heat minus 1.5, bingo, bango, all looking great last night. So we'll try to do the same today in our moneymaker, but let's get into the stories of the day because there are a lot to go over. So let's start here. We're not going to go big into Tim Tebow again today, folks, all right? But there is one more thing we have to talk about because it just came out yesterday. So Urban Meyer was doing a podcast with, I believe, Chris Collinsworth, and we got a little bit more insight onto this Tim Tebow whole thing, and it still doesn't make any sense to me. What the heck is going on? So Jaguars head coach Urban Meyer says Tim Tebow was in, quote, incredible shape and a, quote, competitive maniac in his workouts for the team. Okay, he's in good shape. He's still undersized, so why do I care if he's in good shape? He's still not as good as Travis Kelce in just kind of his build, folks. We're talking about like 4 inches difference, 4-inch separation between, what a good competitive tight end that's going to have success in this league, George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, and now Kyle Pitts coming out. So he's still not anywhere close to those type of heights and just kind of, build types, body types. But Urban Meyer, more quotes here, and it's still real ridiculous. I still don't understand. So let's talk about the quote now. Here's Urban Meyer quote. "We have not signed Tim. There's a thought going around. He was in the best shape of his life. Asked to see if he could work out with a couple of our coaches. I wasn't even there." And this is a huge point. Like, why did Tim Tebow think about the Jags? Why is it the Jags? Like, we know that Urban Meyer was the head coach of that Florida Gators team that Tim Tebow was a part of, so he has history with Tim Tebow. But if he's saying that, hey, I wasn't even there during these workouts, then why is Tim Tebow in the locker room? Who else is he contacting? How did he get these workouts 9 years removed, and now he's in the best shape of his life at 33? You couldn't get into the best shape of your life when you were actually a starter in this league? So I'm still not buying it. I think if it's publicity, like I said, then I don't respect it. I don't respect this as publicity. This is not good publicity, folks. I mean, just having this story out there, this is just sending a message to your locker room of, hey, we'll take anybody. It doesn't matter what you have done in this league. It's about your brand. And if you have a good brand, then yeah, we'll give everybody a shot. But, everybody that works hard and, the unsung heroes, the unnamed heroes. I mean, folks, we don't even know like half of the NFL players just names. I mean, you can't even name half of the NFL players in this league. Yes, we all know the big names, the stars, and that's why they're stars, because everybody knows their name. But folks, the the average career in the NFL is 3 seasons. We get spoiled with Tom Brady's and Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson's and all the Drew Brees and Big Ben playing, 10, 15, 20 years. So the fact that, Urban Meyer is just coming in, never has been a head coach in this NFL system, and is now looking back to, what he worked with in college, more than 9 years removed. We're talking about 10, 11, 12 years removed from, when they were working together. It's just real bizarre, man. So the fact that Urban Meyer saying that, hey, and he made it a point, like I watched the interview with Chris Collinsworth, and he was putting extreme emphasis on I wasn't even there. Okay, why weren't you there in the first place? You're not judging your own talent that you want to bring in. So I truly don't understand what's going on. I can't tell. I think it's real. It's got to be real that they're maybe thinking about signing Tim Tebow. I don't think it's just a fake narrative, but the fact that Urban Meyer is going above and beyond to really kind of be like, hey, I wasn't even there during those workouts, so I don't even know. It's like, okay, well, that tells you that you're a bad head coach because you're not judging your own talent. And now we think you're lying because why? Who else got, Tim Tebow's foot in the door? If you weren't there for the work, it just doesn't make sense. But let's keep going with the quote here. I wasn't even there. They came back to me and said, wow, this guy's in incredible shape. So he's delegating this kind of judgment process to his other coaches, and then they come back and by, wow, he's in incredible shape. Okay, but he never worked in the NFL. He already had his chance. So who cares if he's 9 years removed and now is in great shape? Is that going to matter? He doesn't work in game. It doesn't get it done. So that's why he was fooling everybody. That's why he was able to get to the Jets and, work out for the Patriots. He's fooling everybody out here, but he can't make the starting roster. So, okay, he's in incredible shape. I'm sure that neck is more toned than ever, but then I went another time and watched them try out, and they said, go work on these things. He comes back later. They try him out again. I'm not there. Once again, I'm not there. Once again, he puts emphasis on, hey, I'm not even there watching this guy. So it's folks, I truly don't get what's going on. But I'm not there. They come in and they say, wow, this guy's ball skills, he's a great athlete. He looks like he's 18 years old, not 20, whatever he is, 33. Yes, he's not even close to 20. So Urban Meyer even throwing hey, he doesn't even look like he's 20. Well, that's because he's 33, Urban. So maybe you should, research your own players that you may be bringing into your own football team. I said, guys, you don't understand. Now this guy he's the most competitive maniac you're ever going to talk to, and let's give it a shot. So Urban Meyer is delegating, his other coaches to watch Tim Tebow work out. Those coaches are saying that he's in the best shape of his life. He's in incredible shape. He's got great ball skills, apparently. I mean, he couldn't even throw the ball, but now he's somehow developed great catching ball skills and all that. So, Urban Meyer, man, I don't know what he's trying to do with this Tim Tebow thing. He's trying to distance himself from it, but also try to sign him. I mean, he's going on to be like, hey, he's in the best shape of his life. He can catch the ball. He can do all this, but I wasn't there for the workout. So you're not going to take me down on this. If he doesn't pan out, you're not going to blame this on me because I wasn't even there. So we see Urban Meyer distancing himself from the situation, which is real bizarre. I mean, this should be Urban Meyer should have been the one that's kind of endorsing him, backing him up, be like, hey, I saw it with my own eyes. He was good and I liked it, but he's distancing himself. So what does that tell us? So we can move off of this Tim Tebow topic. It's real frustrating to talk about just because he's going to be absolute garbage, folks. He was a garbage quarterback. He will be a garbage tight end. I don't see how you think this man is going to work in this league. I don't get it. But the last note I want to leave off of this, and it is kind of interesting to think about. So Urban Meyer coached Tim Tebow in Florida like 10 years ago, 12 years ago. Now Urban Meyer gets a chance in the NFL, and who does he call? Tim Tebow. I mean, that's 10 years of this man not even being in the league, not even being a tight end, but Urban Meyer kind of wants somebody in the locker room that he's kind of familiar with, so he calls Tim Tebow. What did Robert Saleh do? He hasn't even called Richard Sherman, and Richard Sherman's still in the league and still, playing at, a high enough level to be successful in this league, not Tim Tebow 9 years removed, and Robert Saleh's not even picking up the phone for Richard Sherman. So that's a little interesting. Maybe Richard Sherman is truly falling off. Maybe Robert Saleh truly doesn't believe in Richard Sherman. So that's just a little interesting thought since we've been keeping tabs on Richard Sherman and that Robert Saleh kind of saga. It's really interesting that now Urban Meyer is going to Tim Tebow, 12 years removed from their relationship, and Richard Sherman can't even get a call by the big old Saleh there in New York. So we'll see what happens. It seems like he's going to get signed, but we get Urban Meyer trying to distance himself from Tim Tebow. I don't know what that means, but we'll see. Alrighty, as we just said at the top of the show, the NFL schedule is starting to leak out a little bit. The official reveal show is tonight at 8 o'clock. But we know London games are returning. Hopefully, all the COVID travel restrictions don't hinder it. I'm sure that's going to be a big proponent of this, but let's not get into that. But London games are back in 2021, and man, oh man, the NFL is running these new head coaches through the gauntlet. The 4 teams playing in London this year are the Jets, new head coach, new rookie quarterback, Robert Saleh. Good luck going over to London and getting everything in order. We just heard the other day that Robert Saleh didn't even know he was the head coach during practices, so you're gonna have to get your team right when they have to go across the country to a new country, a new time zone. So that's gonna be a huge kind of weight on Robert Saleh year one. The Atlanta Falcons, that's who the Jets are facing. So Atlanta's going overseas. Once again, a new head coach having to kind of tackle on this kind of huge burden. This is a burden, folks. Any head coach would tell you going overseas, forget about, having a road game. We're in a different country here. So getting your players right, getting the staff right, getting everything in order, trying to maintain that, hey, this is just a normal week. It's going to be tough for these new head coaches. So the new head coach of the Jets, the Falcons, and the Jags, Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow, get ready to go to London, baby. So Jacksonville Jaguars face the Dolphins also in London. Brian Flores, he's like, I've been a head coach. I'm the only non-rookie head coach here. We're going to go get it done over the seas in London. So the NFL is putting these new rookie head coaches through the gauntlet. Urban Meyer, Robert Saleh. I forget, does Atlanta even have a head coach yet? Who'd they fill that position with? Arthur Smith? Is that right? When was this? February 18th? I think I missed that. I think I missed that. So, alrighty. Arthur Smith, good luck. You're going to be running through the gauntlet as well over in London. So, those are the London games, folks. Jets, Falcons, October 10th, and Dolphins, Jags, October 17th. Back-to-back weeks with that London game. 2:30 p.m., so a little unfortunate there. We don't get, unless that's local time. That may be local time because usually we get it in the morning, right? So we'll see. But two London games should be interesting, I guess. I don't like going over to London. I really wish the Dolphins weren't, but unfortunate. We gotta live with the schedule. So good luck, new head coaches in this league. Not making it easy on them year one. Alrighty, and here is the official Week 1 schedule in the NFL. The first game tipping off the season is the Cowboys and the Bucks. Thursday Night Football, Cowboys in Tampa Bay. Huge game for both teams. Obviously, Dak Prescott's first game back with the Cowboys, and, the defending Super Bowl champions at their home stadium that they've been in for their last 2 games. They were in their home stadium for the Super Bowl. Now they're home Week 1. So making it a little bit easier for Tom Brady out the gate. And man, oh man, that defense, Dak Prescott going against that defense that we just saw that the Bucs brought all 22 starters back, offense and defense. So Dak Prescott, that ankle, you better hope it's real ready to go because that, Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh and JPP, they're coming for that ankle again. So not a real great Week 1 competition, especially for the dysfunction offensively, defensively for that Cowboys team. We are going to talk about the Cowboys a little bit more in another story, but not looking good for the Cowboys Week 1. And then here we go, the Sunday slate, Vikings, Bengals. Steelers, Bills, that's going to be a great one. Steelers, Bills, hard schedule here for the Steelers. We're going to talk about that as well. They have the hardest schedule this season, and it gets right out of the gate with the Bills. So, Big Ben, you better hope that arm is ready Week 1. Seahawks, Colts, ooh, another great matchup. We've got high expectations for this Colts team Week 1. They're at home, but have to, face Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, Russell Wilson, talking out in this offseason, not wanting to get hit, and we'll see if they kind of, came together, got everything fixed out, squashed all the beef. So Seahawks, Colts, Browns, Chiefs, rematch of the playoffs that the Browns almost won, so that's going to be great. Get a nice gauge on if the Browns are really going to be true contenders this year or if they were just pretenders last year. I don't think they were pretenders. I have full confidence in the Browns this year. Eagles, Falcons, huge game really for both teams. Eagles to kind of get a nice kind of win out of the gate with the second year quarterback Jalen Hurts. And the Falcons, I mean, hey, they've got offensive weapons all on deck. New rookie head coach, can Matt Ryan finally get it done this season? Kind of return back to 10 plus wins. So real kind of interesting matchup week 1 for both of those kind of emerging, struggling last year teams. Then we get the Broncos and the Giants, a great first game for this Giants team. They've made so much improvements from last season in this offseason, really get all their pieces offensively back, and now a little bit of easy competition right out of the gate with that, quarterback controversy over there in Denver with either Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock. So I love that the Giants are getting, a little eased into the season here. Hopefully they can take advantage. 49ers and Lions, I mean, man, oh man, easy game for Trey Lance if he starts week 1 with this Lions team. And, for the Lions, Dan Campbell, Jared Goff going against this 49ers defense, and maybe probably Jimmy Garoppolo plays week 1. But, I mean, Dan Campbell's going to get right into it, right into the thick of it, a huge game against the 49ers week 1. Then we get Jets and Panthers, man, oh man, the trade, Sammy D to the Panthers, and now, the Jets moved on, so let's see if Sam Darnold can step it up. Great rivalry week 1 there. Dolphins, Patriots, always a rivalry there. Brian Flores versus his disciple of Bill Belichick. We'll see how that plays out. Packers, Saints, two, great teams going together, but now the Saints without Drew Brees. So we'll see, who's winning that week 1 starting job for the Saints at the quarterback position, but have a real kind of tough opponent, the Packers. I mean, we've heard all about this. Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be fired up and ready to go week 1. Not just of all the controversies in this offseason, but just of how he lost last year, losing against Tom Brady. So in the NFC Championship game. So Packers, Saints is going to be a great one. Jaguars, Texans, I mean, really easing in Trevor Lawrence here against this Texans team. We haven't even heard anything on Deshaun Watson for like the last month. I don't think we haven't heard any real news about that situation. So who knows what the Texans are doing there week 1. Cardinals, Titans, two great emerging teams, two teams that really are, playoff or bust potential this season. So we'll see if the newly upgraded Cardinals defense and offense can get it done in this new kind of reworked Titans team of just heavy defense and run game. Let's see if they can get it done. Then Chargers at Washington, pretty solid game here. Rooting for, Justin Herbert to even get even better than last season, which I don't even know how that's going to be possible, but we'll see. And then Washington obviously winning the NFC East last season, and we'll see if Ron Rivera and Terry McLaurin or Taylor Heineke or Ryan Fitzpatrick. We'll see how that's working out. But a solid game there. And then Bears, Rams, Sunday Night Football. Bears with Justin Fields. I'm assuming he's starting week 1. And the Rams with their newly acquired Matt Stafford that they're believing 1,000% in and believe that he's so much better than Jared Goff. And that's all they were missing. They just needed the quarterback. So that's going to be a great game. Sunday Night Football. We've got two head coaches there with the Bears and the Rams, Matt Nagy and Sean McVay, both really having to prove themselves this season. Matt Nagy couldn't get the quarterback right, and Sean McVay, he inherited Jared Goff. He didn't draft him, so he's like, hey, now I'm finally getting my guy. So Bears, Rams, Sunday Night Football going to be absolutely amazing. And then the Monday night game is the Ravens at the Raiders. Raiders, got off to great starts. Ravens can't get it done in the playoffs, so we'll see something's got to give. So a huge, great week 1 schedule. Cannot wait. The countdown is on, folks. All right, and then the return of Tom Brady to Foxborough, baby. Tom Brady will visit Foxborough to face Bill Belichick and the Patriots in week 4. So another huge coveted matchup to watch out for. Brady gets his revenge, or does Bill Belichick play a little spoiler? We'll see what happens there. But great storylines going into the season. A lot of great storylines week 1, and that's just week 1, folks. We got an extra week this year, extra game, looking great. Alrighty, and now we have the hardest to easiest schedule here. I think we talked about this maybe a couple of months ago, but we can always bring it up again here. So the Pittsburgh Steelers have the toughest schedule, and like we say, this is going to be real tough for them. Najee Harris is really going to have to pull his weight as a rookie running back, because we just saw Big Ben's arm just kind of really start to deplete as the season went on, and now he has to go and face the hardest schedule this season. Big Ben, that arm, man, it's going to take a real pounding throughout this season. So not looking good for the Steelers here. Running game and the defense is really going to have to be on point for the entire season. Not like last year where the running game could not do anything and the defense just kind of floundered at the back end of the season because they were really just kind of being, just kind of leaned on all season. They are at least in the back half where Big Ben couldn't throw the ball, and he's going 3 and out and not moving the ball. Bad field position for the defense there out on the field for the Steelers. So Steelers at the hardest schedule, not good. Then we get Baltimore at the second hardest schedule. Once again, not great for them either. New offensive coordinator trying to kind of stretch the field vertically. Now they lost Mark Ingram at the running back position. So they're really only going to have 2 good running backs now. So we'll see how that plays out. But Baltimore schedule's hard. Chicago with the third hardest schedule. Matt Nagy has to make Justin Fields work week 1. And it's not going to be easy for him having the third hardest schedule. Then we get the Packers at 4. The Vikings at 5. Once again, this Vikings team, hey, Kirk Cousins got to step up to the plate sometime. You don't translate to wins. Your best winning season was like 10 and 6, and then like 9 and 7 is the second, then 8 and 8. So got to step it up big time here for this Vikings team. Then we get Cincinnati and Detroit tied for 6. Not great for them. Emerging young teams at the quarterback position, at the head coach position for both those teams. All right, Raiders number 8, Cleveland number 9, Rams number 10. And then let's go to the bottom, 10 here. We'll start at 22. Saints at the 22nd easiest ranked schedule there. So going to be, easy for the transition of either Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston. Buffalo at 23rd hardest schedule. I mean, man, oh man, making it even easier for Josh Allen to get maybe. Will Josh Allen set the career of passing percentage? What is the highest career passing completion percentage in NFL history? I want to say it may be Drew Brees with like 72%, but let's see what we get. Because Josh Allen, we just saw the leap, 69% last season. So it is Drew Brees has the first 3 highest here of NFL's highest season completion percentage. Number 1, Drew Brees at 74.4, then Drew Brees at 2 with 74.3, and then Drew Brees at 72%, and then Sam Bradford, number 4, at 71%. So this is going to be a huge season for completion percentage. We saw Aaron Rodgers just hit 70% last season. We saw right here. Aaron Rodgers is now number 6 in the 6 best completion percentage for an entire season at 70.7. So we just saw that get big last season. Josh Allen was at 69. Where's Josh Allen at now? Josh Allen, he's now number 25, folks. How crazy is that? Josh Allen is the 25th most complete of a season passer there at 69.2%. So we'll see if he's able to kind of get to 70, 71, 74. Can he break the record? Easy schedule here for him, so potentially. All right, Indianapolis, the Colts with the 23rd hardest schedule here. Easy for them. They've already got the infrastructure there, so they really should have success this season. No excuses here for the Colts, folks. Giants at the 25th hardest schedule. Fantastic for them. Easing in Daniel Jones, year 3. Easing Jason Garrett into the second year of the offensive coordinator position. And easing in Saquon Barkley back in from his injury last year. Fantastic. Carolina Panthers, hey, working out for Matt Rule here, getting a new quarterback for Sam Darnold and having a really easy schedule here. Denver and Miami both tied for the 27th hardest schedule, both great for these teams. Teddy Bridgewater, potentially getting in the starting lineup there at the quarterback position for Denver. And then the Dolphins, hey, we just needed a wide receiver and we got one, so we should be fine this season with this easy schedule. Then how lame is this? Tampa Bay, 29th hardest schedule. Womp womp. We know they're going to repeat as champions. Easy peasy. Atlanta with the 30th hardest schedule there. Great for them. Matt Ryan and that absolutely loaded offensive roster. At least with the wide receivers, they are kind of lackluster at the running back position. Dallas and Philadelphia at 31 and 32 for easiest schedule. Philadelphia with the easiest schedule this season. We don't like their new head coach, so he really should at least be winning at least 6 games this year if you're having the easiest schedule. And then Dallas at number 31. Well done for Mike McCarthy. Hopefully, he can finally get it done this season. Get back to, maybe some of those glory years with the Packers. He did go to 4 NFC Championship games with the Packers, so I got to give him a little bit more respect than what we have been giving Mike McCarthy. Not too much. He still has to prove a lot this season, but maybe we'll start to tamper down the Mike McCarthy slander a little bit, maybe, depending on how we're feeling. But they have a nice, easy schedule here, so no excuses here for Mike McCarthy this year. Alrighty, let's move on off the schedule for today. Go to some Aaron Rodgers news. There's a rumor going around that the Packers have made Aaron Rodgers a significant long-term offer, but we've been hearing that, hey, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. He's got the money. He's endorsed by State Farm. He's got the money. The money isn't the issue. He wants the respect. He wants the recognition. To quote Drake, if I got it, then tell me I got it then. Come on. Give me the recognition. I want to hear it. So we'll see if he takes this contract. We'll even see if this rumor's right. I mean, I don't even know what story is true anymore about Aaron Rodgers. We're getting kind of all these news, and some of them are turning out to be fake on the daily basis. So we don't even know if this is a true story or not, but we'll see if he ends up signing a groundbreaking deal that, maybe rivals Patrick Mahomes' $500 million deal. So we'll see what that's going to be all about. But hey, I mean, we do get another rumor as well that Jay Gruden will, quote, do anything to trade for Aaron Rodgers. So we get Aaron Rodgers facing this money, Aaron Rodgers wanting to leave, and now this report that the Raiders will do anything. John Gruden will do anything. And it's not the most concrete rumor. It's really nothing based in this rumor here. What they basically just kind of point out is that Aaron Rodgers said he would be intrigued by the idea of playing for the Raiders. That's it. And then Mike Greeny on ESPN says that John Gruden will do anything because John Gruden always looks for everything. He doesn't turn down any offer or something like that. So not a really huge, really backed up rumor here. Just a couple of words. So once again, you have to be careful of all this Aaron Rodgers news. It's a lot of clickbaity out here. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. I don't see the Raiders moving off of Derek Carr. It really seems like they like him. But at the end of the day, it's Aaron Rodgers. And I'm sure any team will do whatever it takes to get Aaron Rodgers to their organization. I don't really believe in all that just because I don't love the attitude. We're hearing all these, Aaron Rodgers stories. Folks, it's every single year, folks. We talk about the same Aaron Rodgers stuff every single year. So I don't want that to my organization. I don't want that distraction there. And plus, he doesn't get it done in the biggest games, in the NFC Championship games. I mean, I'll take my chances with another quarterback, honestly. So, that's Aaron Rodgers news for today. Potentially getting money, potentially getting traded to the Raiders. Classic Aaron Rodgers rumors out here. Alrighty, let's talk about the Falcons now. We got a couple of stories about them. So, the Falcons running back coach, Kitchings, planning on open running back competition for the starting job. And, of course, I mean, they don't have Todd Gurley anymore. Truly unfortunate. I mean, the running backs are Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson. Mike Davis from the Panthers last year filling in for Christian McCaffrey, and he did all right. Nothing great. 600 yards last season rushing. Obviously nowhere close to what Christian McCaffrey does. And, once again, a little bit of Teddy Bridgewater struggles last season was, the running game really kind of non-existent all season. So Mike Davis and Cordell Patterson. So we got Mike Davis, who ran for 600 yards last season, and then Cordell Patterson, who's never really been anything great at running back. I mean, I think we've looked at his career stats, and the most he's ever ran for a season was like 300 yards. It's just nothing good. So, of course, there's going to be open running back competition here in Atlanta because there's no good ones. There's no good running backs that you have. So we'll see who wins the starting job there. I'm sure it's probably going to be Mike Davis, but we'll see. Alrighty, and this is an ex-Falcon story here, and I forgot that the Cowboys hired Dan Quinn as their new defensive coordinator, and that's not good, folks. Dan Quinn cannot coach defense. Honestly, folks, he truly cannot coach defense. He was the defensive coordinator for that Legion of Boom days for 2 years, and that got him the head coach with the Atlanta Falcons, and then ever since then, he's been absolutely garbage. So let's just look at what he did here. All right, so here we go. He was the head coach for the Falcons from 2015 to just last season. Unfortunately, got fired a couple of games in. So Dan Quinn's defense, first year with the Falcons, 14th in points allowed and 16 in yards allowed defensively. So just kind of mediocre there, middle of the road, but then it just gets worse. The Super Bowl season, folks, his defense was ranked 27th in points and 25th in yards. Absolutely trash. The only reason they got to the Super Bowl was their offense, folks. Number 1 in yards offensively number 1 in points offensively and number 2 in yards. So the offense really carrying them in the Super Bowl. And then obviously the big kind of comeback because Tom Brady was able to kind of pick apart that Falcons defense. So Dan Quinn, once again, not getting it done defensively. Then the year after that, they have a good defensive year, but then they lose they just finished 10-6 and lost the division round of the playoffs. So eighth in points defensively and 9th in yards defensively, which is still good. You're in the top 10, so that is a solid year, but it didn't result in anything spectacular. You couldn't get back to the Super Bowl, and then you just floundered for the last 3 seasons defensively. 2018, 25th in points, 28th in yards. 2019, 23rd in points, 20th in yards, and then just last season, 19 in points, 29 in yards allowed. So absolutely couldn't get it done defensively. And when we just kind of look back at what Dan Quinn did his entire season, his entire kind of defensive career, it was like that the entire year, his entire career, folks. The only 2 good years that he had were with the Seahawks, and they had a stacked defense, folks. That's all it was. 2013 with the Seahawks, number 1 in points defensively and number 1 in yards allowed. So absolutely fantastic there. And then in 2014, ran it back with the Legion of Boom. Once again, number 1 ranked in points and yards defensively. So absolutely fantastic there, but they have absolutely great starting rosters there defensively. They have Cliff Averill. They had Michael Bennett. They had Richard Sherman. They had Cam Chancellor. So they had all these great, they were the Legion of Boom, folks. We don't give away kind of nicknames for defenses willy-nilly, folks. You have to go and earn it, and they did that back-to-back years, so we can't really put too much of that Legion of Boom success over to what's his name? I'm blanking on the coach's name now. Why do we do that? Dan Quinn. Can't really place it all on them. I mean, just an absolute stacked roster. Earl Thomas, Cam Chancellor, Brian Maxwell, KJ Wright, Bobby Wagner, Bruce Irvin, Cliff Averill, folks. I mean, this is a stacked defense, and they all got it done. And then after those Seahawks days, he goes to the Atlanta Falcons and can't really do anything there. So, not really good looking here for this Cowboys team, especially since their defense was trash last season, especially since they basically spent their entire draft filling in defense, so they're not going to have any proven talent, and that's the only way that Dan Quinn has really worked as a defensive coordinator in this league, is having multiple exceptional talent pieces defensively, and he doesn't have that here with the Cowboys. Absolutely not. So let's see what Dan Quinn was saying here. We get a couple of quotes of him in the article. But here we go. Getting fired after an 0-5 start afforded Quinn time to contemplate his coaching style and scheme without sitting out a hiring cycle. The new defensive coordinator for the Cowboys said that he immersed himself in a self-examination. Quote, I wanted to do as big an after action on my own self to make sure what I could learn from things that went well and things that didn't go well. So I wanted to kind of do a 360 on the whole process first, the scheme side. So Dan Quinn wants to kind of self-reflect and be like, gosh, damn, like if I don't have good corners or linebackers or safeties or defensive ends or defensive linemen, I'm not going to get it done here. And they don't have any good pieces, so I'm kind of screwed. So yeah, the Cowboys, man, they've got Mike McCarthy as their head coach. They've got Dan Quinn as their defense coordinator. I mean, none of these coaches here have done anything besides having talent on their roster, folks. Mike McCarthy with Aaron Rodgers underperformed by only getting to one Super Bowl, and Dan Quinn can't make it work as a defense coordinator if he does not have a complete stacked defensive team. So Dan Quinn with the Cowboys, I totally forgot about it, and it's totally not good. And now this Cowboys team is going to be even worse than we imagined they would be, and there's no way they're winning the NFC East now. No way, no way. Alrighty, back to the Falcons here. Falcons quarterback coach says that Matt Ryan is still performing at a high level, and we really have to, look in and admire Matt Ryan's kind of career stats because they're honestly very, very good, folks. He's always at, 4,000, 4,500 yards, in between that range, always getting it done yards-wise. I mean, folks, he's thrown for 4,000 plus yards for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 consecutive seasons of 4,000 plus yards. That's absolutely fantastic, folks. It's magnificent. Never broken 5,000. Unfortunately, got very close in 2016 with 4,900 yards, which is fantastic. Always has 2-to-1, at least 2-to-1 touchdown and interception ratio, putting up the touchdowns 26, 26, 35, 20, 38, 21, 28, 26, 32, 29, 28. So getting it done with the touchdowns. His completion percentage is always exactly where we want it and kind of better. 65 last season, 66, 69, 64, 69, 66, 66, 67, 68. So he's always getting it done. It's just unfortunately it hasn't always been translating to wins these last couple of seasons. 2018 they went 7-9. 2019 they went 7-8. And just last year they went 4-12. But we can kind of put that up to Dan Quinn not getting it done. A defensive-minded head coach with a great offensive system. It doesn't work out. So we really kind of have to kind of reevaluate Matt Ryan here. We were kind of dogging him a lot last season, saying that he couldn't get it done, but these stats prove that he can get it done, and these are championship level stats, folks. These are great, winnable game stats, deep playoff run stats. So got to give Matt Ryan a little bit of the benefit of the doubt coming into the season. They've got absolutely stacked offensive roster with the new head coach. We'll see what he's able to do with that defense as well. Hopefully the defense can step up because Matt Ryan statistically is getting it done out on the field. So not turning the ball over, great completion percentage, great yards, great touchdowns. Unfortunately not translating to wins. So we'll see if the new head coach look here, the new regime there in Atlanta can get it done, because obviously Dan Quinn definitely cannot. Alrighty, let's move on to this one. The Dolphins are kind of doubling down on their second first-round pick at number 18, picking the defensive end, Jalen Phillips. We didn't like it. We had to shave half of our beard because of it. We wanted them to get a running back of Najee Harris or Travis Etienne. They didn't do that, and now they're kind of doubling down on their decision to pick up this defensive end. So, quote here by Todd Stroud, saying that I would say in my 36 years of coaching, what he put on tape last year is the best effort guy I've seen in college football. So they're really high on this man. They were big on this man. They're saying that he's the best effort guy that they've ever seen in college over 36 years, folks. 36 years. So they think they've got their guy. Hopefully he pans out. You have to have a pass rusher in this league. That's why Patrick Mahomes lost the Super Bowl. So definitely that's a huge, huge piece to a football team of a successful football team. Quarterback, wide receiver, head coach, defensive end, then maybe a corner or a linebacker, but you got to get pressure on those passers, and we'll see what Jalen Phillips does. So, once again, we're going to trust Brian Flores and the entire Dolphins coaching staff, but we wanted the running back. So, only time will tell who's right, takes by fans or Brian Flores, and we'll see who's right this year. But they feel like they've got their guys, so we can't knock it. Alrighty, speaking of knocking your own guys here, Justin Jefferson was on the herd once again. Hey, Colin, why don't you come come look at us. But Justin Jefferson, wide receiver for the Vikings, rookie wide receiver that had an absolutely great year. He was kind of calling out and dissing Kirk Cousins a little bit yesterday during this interview. So not the greatest look. And once again, Kirk Cousins, he's not the best quarterback here. Now's his own team's kind of speaking out against him. So let's see what he says here. So Justin Jefferson, Colin Cowherd asked, were you surprised to hear the Vikings were interested in Justin Fields, another quarterback? And Justin Jefferson said this, no, we have to build on for after Kirk. Well, that doesn't make me feel good if I'm Kirk Cousins here. Hey, you have to build for after me. What? I'm not in the plans here. I'm not in your plans. Having Justin brings a little bit more pressure to other teams by having a dominant quarterback like he is. So we get Justin Jefferson praising a quarterback that's not even on his team, that potentially would have been Kirk Cousins' replacement, and saying that he's a dominant quarterback, and kind of dissing Kirk Cousins, and he goes and disses him again in this quote. Justin says that Joe Burrow, another quarterback that's not Kirk Cousins, he's talking up Joe Burrow, he's talking up Justin Fields, while Kirk Cousins he's dissing because he says Justin Jefferson says Burrow has more swag than Cousins. Quote here, but the thing about Joe that's a little bit different, I feel like Joe had a little bit more swagger. That was Justin Jefferson on the difference between Joe Burrow and Kirk Cousins. So we get Kirk Cousins, a lame duck out there, not doing anything, no swag. You can't have no swag and play football. Looking good, playing good, looking good, feeling good, looking good, playing good. And Kirk Cousins, he doesn't do that. He's like, all right, this is the play. Y'all ready? All right. We didn't get it. All right, what's the next play? All right, we got 3 yards. Good job, guys. All right. I missed that throw. All right. We're off the field now. Defense, go get it. Okay. Like that's Kirk Cousins on the sideline. So that's not really great here. Huge season here for the Vikings coming up. Defensively, yes, but also offensively, there's no reason why this Vikings offense shouldn't be one of the top 10 offenses in the league. Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, great wide receivers, deep threat wide receivers, tall, great, fast wide receivers that have proven themselves. I mean, Justin Jefferson, rookie, I think broke 1,000 yards last season. Adam Thielen, I believe, also had 1,000 yards. Dalvin Cook at the running back position. Do they still have Kyle Rudolph at the tight end position, or do they move off of him? Regardless, they've got weapons. They've got offensive talented weapons. So we'll see if Kirk Cousins can kind of build up this team a little bit, and we'll see if Justin Jefferson is maybe rubbing some guys in the locker room the wrong way. Alrighty, let's move on to the Panthers now. Teddy Bridgewater says that the Broncos present, quote, a unique opportunity for me to come in and compete and lead, and I love that. Teddy Bridgewater has just been thrown around this league after that injury. I thought he did real solid for that first year, folks. Taking everything into account on that Panthers team from last year, where Matt Rule, a rookie head coach, the first time in the NFL, no Christian McCaffrey, no really A1 tier 1 wide receivers, but he went and made them both 1,000-yard receivers. Absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, like we said, it just didn't translate into wins. He really couldn't be clutch at the end of halves to really put up the points, but he kept all the games one possession, kept them competitive, and didn't really turn the ball over too much. But also didn't have a good touchdown interception ratio. That's another thing about Teddy Bridgewater, is that he doesn't put up the touchdowns, but he gets the yards. He gets you into kind of, scoring territory. That's why we need kind of a Christian McCaffrey, and that's why we wanted to see him back with the Panthers this year, to see what he could do with a really great running game. Unfortunately, Matt Rule had, difference of opinions, obviously, than us. Unfortunate. So he goes to the Broncos now, and now, hey, it's just him and Drew Lock. They didn't draft a quarterback. They brought no other quarterback in, so it's either going to be Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock, and I love Teddy Bridgewater's odds head-to-head facing against Drew Lock. So let's see what we get here on Teddy Bridgewater. So odds are Lock and Bridgewater will be battling out in Mile High City this summer. The latter, who joined the Broncos just 2 weeks ago, sees what most everyone else does in his new squad. Quote here by Teddy Bridgewater, quote, it's a talented football team, and it has so many pieces. I'm just glad to be a part of what they're doing around here and what we're trying to build here. It's great, unique opportunity for me to come in and compete and lead at the same time. I'm just grateful for this opportunity. Once again, humble as heck, trying to get it done, trying to prove himself out here. So I give so much respect to Teddy Bridgewater. It's not, I couldn't imagine it's easy of, being the guy, being the franchise, and then getting injured and then getting shopped around, and then you think you do good for 1 year and then you get shopped again, and now you have to once again prove yourself to a new team, and we're not even sure how they're going to kind of react to him because we saw Matt Rule kind of throw him to the curve last season. So Ted Bridgewater, I'm rooting for the man. I like Drew Lock. Don't get us wrong. We were big on Drew Lock, but he had his season last season, and I didn't really like what he was doing. I liked what I saw from Teddy Bridgewater more than what we liked from Drew Lock last season. So we're rooting for Teddy Bridgewater to be the starting guy, and I really think he has a real good chance of winning the starting job. So we'll see. Obviously, starting mini camps and OTAs are gonna start happening. So we'll see who goes out and wins and who goes out and shows out. So huge quarterback camps to watch out for with the Saints and the Panthers, and we'll see who comes out. Alrighty, let's head over to some NBA stories now. Talen Horton-Tucker last night calls game. Lakers down 1. He goes up for the 3, cashes out with 20 seconds left, and then the Lakers win by 2, 101-99. So Talen Horton-Tucker is really the new Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso has been absolutely trashed this season, but was hitting all these big shots late last season, getting great offensive production, and that's what Talen Horton-Tucker is doing this year since Alex Caruso cannot do it this year. So Talen Horton-Tucker absolutely ice in his veins last night. Huge win over the Knicks without LeBron James. So shout out to Talen Horton-Tucker. Alrighty, and then we get a quote here by Draymond Green, and I really kind of agree 100% here. Draymond Green on the Defensive Player of the Year award. Quote, "It's not very controversial because no one in the world gives a damn about defense." And I kind of agree. I don't like the Defensive Player of the Year award. That's why we haven't really been talking about it. We've been talking about MVP and six man, but Defensive Player of the Year, defense is a team effort, folks. And I understand, guarding one-on-one, having man defense, getting it down low, getting, the paint down low clogged up defensively. I get all of that, but switching, having to help defenders, having, sagging off of a defender because he's a bad shooter, and then helping on off ball screens and helping down low and just having that help defense. It really takes all 5 players on the floor to be synced on what the defensive scheme is, and then going out and executing it, and knowing all the circumstances, know who can shoot, know who can't shoot, helping defensively, sagging off enough but not too enough. So it really is a 5-person effort out there. It doesn't really matter if you have one good defender out there. That's why we really don't like the Defensive Player of the Year award. It's more of a team effort, and so we kind of agree with Draymond Green out here. Nobody gives a damn about defense because it's really just did they miss the shot at the end of the day, yes or no? And it's really not just one person single-handedly doing it. Now there are great defensive plays, with the blocks and the steals. I get all that, but at the end of the day, real good defense is a team effort. That's why I want to see what your plus minus is on the floor. If it's a blowout win, but you're only a +3 on the floor, that means that you are a little bit of the problem team schematically defensively because we just blow them out. Everybody else is, +12, +11, +10 on the floor, but you're +3, so you are the hindrance on the floor. So that's how I just like to gauge defense, and that's why we haven't really been talking about Defensive Player of the Year so much. All right, and then tonight, James Harden is back, folks. After missing 5 weeks with that hamstring injury, he is expected to return tonight against the Spurs. So, going to be a great one. Finally, the Nets, they've just won their last 2 games pretty convincingly, feeling good, getting James Harden back, working on their kind of chemistry right before the playoffs start. It's going to be great for them. So, we'll see if they kind of take full advantage of James Harden. Let's see if they're instantly right back to where they were when they were all on the floor for like those 2 games like 4 months ago. So We'll see how it works out for James Harden here, but hey, it's great news for this Nets, having to kind of get that chemistry down, get that rhythm down, get your lineup set. A couple of games to experiment here. Can't really make it to that number 1 seed, as we've said. They are only 2 games back. They got about 4 games left. The 76ers just lost last night, so maybe the Nets could try to get to that number 1 seed, and we'll see if James Harden's able to push them past it. And we know James Harden was fantastic with this Nets team. He was the MVP. He would have been the MVP, honestly, if he did not get injured. He was averaging double-digit assists while getting 25 points a game, folks. That's fantastic. Facilitating the floor while still being able to score the ball when they need to, but just overall being that kind of floor manager out there, and he was truly getting it done. So he should, just hopefully returns back to, without a step, and we're looking at a real great Nets team out here. All right, somebody that's not going to be in the kind of final regular season stretch here is Donovan Mitchell. He's going to miss the Utah's final 3 games as he returns from a sprained ankle, just trying to get right for the playoffs. Hopefully he's good game 1 for series 1 here. The Jazz desperately need him back, or at least Mike Conley back. One of those 2 players need to be back to kind of facilitate the floor because they are struggling. If it's not for Bogdanovich, nobody else is putting up points because there's nobody to facilitate the floor and get guys open. Distracted defense with Donovan Mitchell's great shooting ability as well. So we'll see how he does when his first couple of games back. But, not going the same route that the Nets do with James Harden getting their chemistry right before the playoffs. So Donovan Mitchell is really going to have to make an impact as soon as he comes back. And then the last word you talk about, here we go, Jaylen Brown out for the season. Truly unfortunate for the Celtics team. They were just getting right. They just figured out their starting lineups. They just figured out what was working after Evan Fournier came back from his injury. And now Jaylen Brown is out for the entire season. So once again, it's pretty much over for the Celtics team. They have no bench. They just lost last night. Evan Fournier is stepping up actually really well without Jaylen Brown here over these last 3 or 4 games. But at the end of the day, now they have no bench, folks. There is no good scoring on their bench. Aaron Nesmith can't get it done. Peyton Pritchard can't get it done, and that's really all they have off the bench now because Evan Fournier has to be in the starting lineup. Kemba Walker has to be in the starting lineup now because Jaylen Brown is out. So truly unfortunate here. Celtics just got it figured out, and now it's back to pieces, and now it's not going to be anything good. Now they're in the play-in tournament now. Oh, how the mighty have fallen, truly. Currently the 7th seed, 3 games back from the Knicks now, so just truly out of hand now for the Celtics team. They will be in the play-in tournament, and there's a chance they'll have to face the Hornets first game, potential loss there, and then they'll have to face either the Wizards or the Pacers. We're hoping for the Wizards, and I'm going to take Russell Westbrook in that game over the Celtics, folks. I don't know about y'all, but I'm taking the Wizards. I'm taking that kind of workhorse ability of Russell Westbrook to the bank, folks. Alrighty, those were all the stories that we needed to cover for today, so let's head over to the NBA. We'll break down the games from last night, talk about them. We'll do our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we'll try to squeeze in the NFC North draft grades, and then also we'll try to maybe rearrange our power rankings a little bit if we have time today. We've been kind of trying to do that, not every day, but maybe every 2 days, since it's the final week, to really kind of get a real great gauge of who the best teams are in this league. So we'll see how it goes for the remainder of the show, but that's our plans. So here we go. Let's talk about the NBA from last night. The Nuggets, Hornets first game up. Nuggets back on track. Fantastic. Getting the win, 117-112. Hornets were competitive. Fantastic. Trying to get prepared for that play-in tournament. So an overall good game. We told y'all to stay away from this one. The spread when we were talking about it was Nuggets -5.5, and they win by 5. So, yes, we talk about good value on what good value is, folks, but we also tell you where the bad value is. And we knew this was bad value. We told y'all to stay away from it, and that's exactly what happened last night. So, once again, a little bit of a pat on the back for us. Why not? All right, so here we go. The Nuggets starting lineup. Look at this. Austin Rivers gets into the starting lineup at the starting 2 guard, and did pretty good. He's a good defender, not the best offensive player out there, but he still got it done decently. So let's talk about it here. Facundo Campazzo still at the 1, 8 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 of 7 from 3, not the greatest. Austin Rivers, 9 points, 3 assists, 2 steals. He was a plus 12 on the floor, so not bad in a 5-point win. He went 3 of 8 from the field, though. Nothing great there. Jokic does what he does. 30 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists. Aaron Gordon stepped it up. Actually great here. 17 points, 6 rebounds, 8 of 14 from the field. This is what the Aaron Gordon we want to see. 15 plus points, solid defense, and now we're rocking. And then Michael Porter Jr. led the team in scoring with Jokic. Man, oh man, can somebody talk about how great Michael Porter Jr. is? I mean, he's just getting no play in the media, but he's been so consistent when he needed to be, folks. This is why we're big on this Nuggets team. As soon as Jamal Murray went down, everybody's been stepping it up. Fantastic. Facundo Campazzo, Jokic, Michael Porter Jr. have all been getting it done, and nobody's giving respect to this team, man. Truly, this is a great, fantastic team, and they don't need one player to rely on everybody to rely on the team to get it done. Celtics can't win without Jaylen Brown. Nets can't win without James Harden consistently against a good team. So it's just, Lakers can't win without LeBron consistently. So this Nuggets team without Jamal Murray are still getting it done. So he shot them out 1,000%. So overall, a decent job here by the starters. A great job by kind of the stars that need to step up. And then off the bench, do we get anything good? JaMychal Green, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists off the bench. Anything else? Anything else great? Paul Millsap, 6 points. Nothing truly great there, but just well done by the starters, able to get it done, and that's what we're looking for. Alrighty, now the Hornets now. LaMelo Ball, only 5 points on 11% shooting. Really unfortunate scoring game last night. He had 7 assists and 12 rebounds, which is always great. We can always count on him for that, but those points there, we need him to score, and unfortunately didn't. Terry Rozier, 21 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 of 8 from 3. Not his best night. Bismack Biyombo still at the 5, 4 points, 1 rebound. PJ Washington, 13 points, 4 steals, 4 assists, 11 rebounds, but once again shooting very poorly, 25% on 16 shots. And then Jalen McDaniels to round out the starters, 15 points on 77% shooting, getting it done. And then they got it done off the bench. Look at this, Devontae Graham, yes sir, coming off the bench. That's why we love Devontae Graham, folks. Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, they all can go for 30 points on any given night. And Devontae Graham coming off the bench, 31 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 7 of 14 from 3, getting it done. And then Cody Zeller off the bench, 15 points, 10 rebounds, playing more minutes than Bismack Biyombo at that 5 position. So I'm big on this Hornets team. They're still getting it done. Their scores are still there. Devontae Graham, Terry Rozier, need LaMelo Ball to step it up a little bit more. PJ Washington has never really thrived at that kind of 4 position when everybody else was kind of healthy and in the starting lineup. So we'll see if PJ Washington can kind of go back and give us these nice scoring productions that he was doing when it was kind of just him without LaMelo Ball and without either Terry Rozier or Devontae Graham. So we'll see how he's doing there. And then Malik Monk off the bench, also in only 17 minutes, 8 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. So they have the pieces. They all just have to go and execute on a nightly basis. So we are still, decently interested in this Hornets team. 8th seed here in the Eastern Conference. Trying not to fall down to that 9th seed because I do not want to see the Hornets and the Wizards face each other for first round of the play-in tournament because that means one of them won't be in the playoffs. So our ideal scenario is the Hornets at the 7 and the Wizards at the 8 in the current playoff order of or in the current play-in tournament order of the Celtics, Hornets, Pacers, Wizards. I'm taking the Hornets and the Wizards out of those kind of 4 teams. Alrighty, so the Nuggets get the win, 117-112 over the Hornets. Then we get the Timberwolves and the Pistons. Timberwolves get the win, not surprising to us. Ricky Rubio, D'Angelo Russell still in the starting lineup. Ricky Rubio, 19 points, 5 assists. D'Angelo Russell, 15 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. He didn't shoot well. 3 of 10 from the 3 and 27% on 18 shots. Not great, but D'Angelo Russell gets it done. Karl Anthony Towns, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Anthony Edwards, 22 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, getting it done. So those big players are still getting it done. Huge, great for them. We love this Timberwolves team. This is nothing new to us. And then they go out and beat the Pistons. Once again, nothing great here. Sadiq Bey almost led the team in scoring with 21 points, but Sabian Lee off the bench led the team in scoring with 22 points on 77% shooting. So well done to them. Anything great out here? Anything else good? Not really. So trash Pistons team. Good Timberwolves team. Just unfortunately, the injuries plagued them all season. All right, let's move on to the Heat and the Celtics now. And the Heat get it done, beating the Celtics twice in the last 3 days. Very well done, and we cashed in both times. So here we go. The Heat, Kendrick Nunn, 18 points, 7 rebounds. Duncan Robinson, 22 points, 5 of 9 from 3. Fantastic. Bam Adebayo, 22 points, 7 rebounds. Trevor Ariza had a really lackluster night, and that's going to be huge in this kind of playoff run here that they're emerging into. We need Trevor Ariza to kind of be a little bit more consistent in the scoring department, at least 10-plus points, but only 4 points on 16% shooting last night. 7 rebounds to go along with that. And then Jimmy Butler, a little lackluster on him altogether. He only played 17 minutes, 13 points, 13 assists, and 2 rebounds. So they were able to get it done without Jimmy Butler last night. Fantastic. Tyler Hero steps up big, led the team in scoring again. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 of 7 from 3. And Goran Dragic steps it up big off the bench as well. 17 points on 5 of 7 from 3. So the scores were out last night. Duncan Robinson got it done. Tyler Hero, Goran Dragic got it done off the bench. And now let's go to the Celtics. I mean, folks, the main core got it done. Kemba Walker, 36 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. Marcus Smart, 10 points, 5 assists, got it done. Jason Tatum, 33 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, 5 of 8 from 3, got it done. Evan Fournier, 20 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds on 4 of 7 from 3, got it done. But this is what we're talking about, folks. There is nothing else great scoring-wise on the Celtics team. Tristan Thompson in the starting lineup at the 5, 2 points. Carson Edwards off the bench in 12 minutes, 2 points. Aaron Nesmith, 6 points off the bench. Grant Williams, 5 points off the bench. Peyton Pritchard, 7 points off the bench. So there's just nobody else to get it done scoring-wise for the Celtics team. Everybody else is lackluster. Yes, we can rely on Jason Tatum. Yes, we can rely on Kemba Walker. Yes, we can kind of rely on Evan Fournier. We have to. We have no choice. But there's just nothing else solid about this Celtics team scoring-wise, and we saw that last night. So Heat get the win, 129-121, winning without Jimmy Butler, really, for only 17 minutes. So absolutely fantastic. Alrighty, now we go to the Clippers and the Raptors, and a nice blowout win for the Clippers here over the Raptors. We knew the Raptors were done anyway. There was no way they were going to get into the play-in tournament after they lost against a couple of days ago against the Spurs. No, that's not right. Is that right? That's not right. But whoever, was it the Wizards or the Pacers? Somebody. It was somebody they lost against. Truly unfortunate, and they basically were out. So definitely out now that the Clippers blew them out, 115-96. Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Marcus Morris, 14 points. Zubac, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Paul George, 16 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. And then Patrick Beverley's back in the starting lineup, 0 points on 0-4 shooting. Once again, he's only out there for the defense, but it's really not that great. And then Reggie Jackson's offensive production goes down because he's not in the starting lineup anymore. I really think having Patrick Beverley in the starting lineup is a huge disservice to this Clippers team, and I'm a little upset that they went back to Patrick Beverley back in the starting lineup. He was a plus 10 on the floor, but that was the worst plus minus of the starters. Kawhi Leonard was plus 11. Paul George was plus 27. Zubac was plus 22, but Patrick Beverley scoring 0 points, only 1 assist, 6 rebounds, plus 10. I'm not really liking him in this starting lineup, so this is obviously what they're going to be sticking with. I mean, there's no reason to kind of have this lineup with everybody healthy going into the playoffs and still doing this. So this could be a little bit of a red flag emerging for this Clippers team, but we'll see. And then we get Reggie Jackson off the bench. Once again, his scoring production goes down. 6 points on 33% shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. He needs to be in the starting lineup to get those good points. That's why we like Patrick Beverley off the bench, because his offensive production does not change off the bench and in the starting lineup, where Reggie Jackson's does. So get the points while you can and have Patrick Beverley come off the bench, because there's really no difference. All right, Rondo off the bench, still getting it done. 11 points, 4 assists. DeMarcus Cousins still only playing 6 minutes out there. I think they're just saving him for the playoffs. That's really the only kind of logical thing, in my opinion. He hasn't really played any minutes. So 6 minutes, 2 points, 3 rebounds. And then Terrence Mann off the bench, truly getting it done. 20 points off the bench on 100% shooting, 7 shots. Well done. So Clippers, we'll see if this Patrick Beverley lineup switch is going to hurt them. I think it will, but we'll see. Alrighty, and then the Raptors, everybody was out. Gary Trent Jr. was still in. He only put up 9 points on 18% shooting, took the most shots on the team, and it did not pay out. Kem Birch, 13 points, 4 rebounds, and then Chris Boucher, 16 points, 7 rebounds. So all their starters, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry, Siakam, not playing. Of course, they're going to lose. Alrighty, 76ers and the Pacers. No Joel Embiid, and the Pacers just kind of really still fight for that play-in tournament spot. So we give the Pacers a little bit of credit here, getting the win here. Good, big win. Karis LeVert with the dagger a little bit. Once again, moving this kind of starting lineup around. Karis LeVert at the 1, Justin Holiday at the 2, Sabonis still at the 5, Doug McDermott at the 3, and O'Shea Brissett at the 4. So Karis LeVert, 24 points, led the team in scoring. This is what we're going to have to see from Karis LeVert. He's got to be the main scorer out here if they want a chance to really do anything in the playoffs or in the play-in tournament. So Karis LeVert, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 of 9 from the 3. Not the greatest there, but everything else was good. Justin Holiday, 16 points, 3 of 6 from the 3, 5 rebounds to go along with that. Sabonis, 16 points, 15 assists, 13 rebounds, triple-double for the man. What he has to do, he's got to play every position out here. O'Shea Brissett, 2 points on 0 of 6 from the field. Jeez Louise, get it together, my man. And then Doug McDermott, 20 points on 4 of 10 from the 3. So all the starters decently getting it done. And then TJ McConnell off the bench, 10 points and 6 rebounds. We will take that. All right, the 76ers now, who did not step up big? Well, it's kind of the usual suspects a little bit. Seth Curry still at the 1, Ben Simmons still at the 2. We get Mike Scott filling in for for Joel Embiid at the 5. So, Seth Curry, 10 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. He didn't take that many shots, only 4 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from 3. Ben Simmons, 20 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. Mike Scott at the 5, 3 points, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Nothing even close that Joel Embiid puts up. Tobias Harris, leading scorer for the squad. We know this. He's the most consistent player on this 76ers team. 27 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And then we get to Danny Green not stepping it up. I mean, Danny Green, please step it up, man. We need scoring to come from somewhere. Do y'all not understand that Joel Embiid gives us like 30 points a game? So you have to make up 30 points a game. So Seth Curry's 10. Danny Green 6 on 2 of 8 from 3 is not going to get it done, folks. Thank goodness Tobias Harris can still give us these constant productions, but unfortunate. So 76ers lose. Dwight Howard off the bench, 4 points, 7 rebounds. Can kind of always rely on him. Shake Milton didn't play, unfortunate, so he couldn't kind of give us those great scoring productions off the bench either. Tyrese Maxey put up 11 points and 3 assists off the bench. We'll give him that in 16 minutes. Just overall, nobody's able to step up for the 76ers team, and that's where we're a little concerned on this 76ers team. If Joel Embiid is not there, there is no hope for the 76ers team. Nobody else steps up. Nobody else can score 30 points a night. So unfortunate, but when they're all healthy, they're great. They're great. But Joel Embiid is truly the glue, truly the pinnacle of this offense. But Pacers get the win. So we shout out the Pacers. They move up to the 9th seed still, potentially getting up to the 8th seed. And that would be absolutely annoying. I don't want to see the Pacers get 2 chances while the Hornets only get 1. I don't want to see that. I think the Hornets earned it a little bit more. I think they're a little bit more exciting team overall than this Pacers team. So Pacers are still 9th. Hornets are still 8th, but they had the same record. So Hornets just had the tiebreaker. They got to start winning some games to keep that 8th spot. Alrighty, next game up now is the Nets and the Bulls. And man, oh man, we gave this Bulls team all of our energy, all of our good luck talking, and they went and did nothing with it. So, unfortunate loss here for the Bulls. Great win here for the Nets. We are going to move the Nets into our power rankings. We're going to remove the Mavs at number 8. Couldn't win last night, unfortunate. So, we're going to put the Nets here at number 8. And keep everything the same. But I do want to get the Nets in here. They've won, their last 2 games? Very well done. Getting it done. Beating the Nuggets. Beating the Bulls here. Looking good as a team. So let's start here with the Nets. Kyrie Irving, 13 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Bruce Brown back in the starting lineup at the 2, 15 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. Very well done. Blake Griffin still at the 5, 13 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 2 of 4 from the 3. That's what we like him. Those 4 threes, that's a sweet spot for Blake Griffin, folks, truly. Kevin Durant at the 4, 21 points on 69% shooting, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. And then Joe Harris still at the 3, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, getting it done. And then the bench truly stepped it up here. Nicholas Claxton, 10 points, 10 rebounds. Nicholas Claxton is going to be a huge piece, folks. He honestly should be the starting big. But having Blake Griffin and Nicholas Claxton, having just Nicholas Claxton there, this is what I don't want for the Nets. I don't want for the Nets to get too in love with DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin. Play Nicholas Claxton, folks. He is an underrated big out here that can get it done. 10 points, 10 rebounds on 71% shooting. Let's get it done. +5 on the floor. Yes, sir. Jeff Green off the bench, 14 points, 8 rebounds, and then Mike James off the bench as well, 11 points, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. How great has this man been? Just truly getting it done for his squad, stepping it up off the bench. So a great night by everybody on this Nets team, a complete Nets game. We haven't really seen that in a while, and we just got it last night. So that's real great signs coming for this Nets team. That was a little dysfunctional for a couple of games against those Bucks teams, and now James Harden's back, so we'll see what they're able to do. Alrighty, here we go. The Bulls now. Daniel Tice did play. We knew he was kind of a game-time decision, so he did play. He's back in the starting lineup at the 4. But Kobe White, 16 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds. He shot 4 of 11 from 3. Zach LaVine, 41 points, trying to do everything to try and keep a sliver of hope in that play-in tournament. Unfortunately, doesn't pan out for them. 41 points, 3 rebounds, 6 of 11 from 3. Vucevic, 12 points, 6 assists, 12 rebounds. He didn't shoot well. 5 of 18 from the field. How are you doing that as a big? 2 of 6 from 3. So Vucevic letting them down once again. Aaron Gordon and Vucevic couldn't work in Orlando. And Vucevic and LaVine here in the Bulls not translating to wins again. So I don't think Vucevic can really play with anybody, honestly. Alrighty, and then we get maybe kind of in a Jazz role where it's kind of point guard, big, heavy, Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, heavy offensive pace. Can't really have kind of a big forward and Vucevic both playing well together. I think that's where we see Vucevic's struggles, but we'll see what happens next season. We'll see if they even keep Vucevic, what's going to happen with that. Daniel Tice at the 4, 10 points, 6 rebounds. He shot 2 of 2 from 3. Well done for him. And then Patrick Williams at the 3, 5 points on 2 shots. So well done. He shot 100%. But Zach LaVine taking all the points, taking all the shots off the bench here. Thaddeus Young let us down big. 4 points on 20% shooting, 9 rebounds. He had 3 assists as well. Plus, he was a +6 on the floor, the highest plus-minus of the team. So once again, another reason why we do like Thaddeus Young as a 6th Man of the Year candidate. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the wins to back it up, so we can't really give it to him. We have to. I really want to give it to Tim Hardaway Jr., but Vegas does not agree with us on that one. And then Lauri Markkanen off the bench, 11 points, 2 rebounds. I really think he should be back in the starting lineup somewhere, maybe at the 3. But, yeah, I did not like what the Bulls did here at the kind of end of the season. Never really truly got it done. Never figured out how to win with their guys. And now here they are losing against the Nets and no longer able to get in the play-in tournament. Alrighty, then the Grizzlies and the Mavericks, and the Grizzlies just absolutely blow them out. That's why we just removed the Mavericks from our power rankings at number 8. I mean, a blowout loss here down the stretch, not great. The Blazers overtake them now in the 5th seed in the Western Conference. The Mavericks are now the 6th seed, potentially able to fall down to the 7th seed for the play-in tournament. So we do have to, keep track on that as well. If the Lakers can get out for number 6 and the Mavericks fall down to number 7, but a really inexcusable loss here. If it was close, that's fine, but this is a blowout, folks. 133-104, a 30-point win, basically 29 officially. So here we go. Let's start with the Grizzlies. Getting it done. John Morant, 24 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds. Fantastic. Desmond Bane filling in for Grayson Allen at the 2. 11 points, 3 rebounds on 3 of 5 from shooting. That's basically what Grayson Allen gives us. Xavier Tillman at the 5. They had no Jonas Valanciunas, and they still lose. What the heck? How did the Mavericks lose with no Valanciunas? I don't get that. But Xavier Tillman at the 5, 9.6 rebounds. Not exactly what Jonas Valanciunas does. Kyle Anderson, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And Dylan Brooks, 22 points, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. He wasn't efficient, 2 of 9 from the 3, but he put up 23 points, so we can definitely get behind that. And then off the bench, the Grizzlies step up absolutely huge here. And this is what we're talking about, man. This emergence of this Grizzlies bench is going to be everything. And they got it done last night. Brandon Clark, 14 points, 9 rebounds. Fantastic. John Concher, 18 points, 6 rebounds. Magnificent. And then Tyus Jones, 10 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds in only 13 minutes. Yes, sir. Truly getting it done here. So well done for the Grizzlies. They are still, unfortunately, the 9th seed in the Western Conference. They are 3 games above 500, which I believe is the record for the season. So we'll see if they can go out and break that for the remaining games. Potentially get up to that 8th seed. They're only a half a game back from the Warriors of number 8, folks. So maybe they can make a little bit of a run for that 8th seed, reclaim that back, have 2 chances for the playoffs, and we'll see what happens. But currently the Grizzlies are number 9. Going to have to square off against the Spurs if everything stays the same. But well done for the Grizzlies last night. And now let's talk about the Mavericks, man. Truly unfortunate loss here. Luka Doncic, only 12 points on 25% shooting on 16 shots. Truly unfortunate there. 0-4 from the 3, 5 assists and 5 rebounds to go along with that. He was also a minus 23 on the floor, the worst plus-minus on that team. Josh Richardson still at the 2, 9 points. 4 steals, 2 assists, just meh. Willie Cauley-Stein back at the 5 for no Porzingis. That man can't stay healthy. You got to get rid of Porzingis. You got to move off of him. We've been hearing about rifts between Luka Doncic and Porzingis, and Luka Doncic is your future, folks, 100%. He is amazing, folks. He's only 22. Porzingis, he's damaged goods now. He gets injured every single season at the worst times. I mean, the Mavericks were good last season, potentially able to upset the Clippers in that playoff series, but Porzingis goes down and they flounder for the rest of the series. But got to move off of Porzingis, in my opinion, but we'll see what happens. Willie Cauley-Stein, 16 points, 8 rebounds. Actually had a pretty good night last night, honestly. Dorian Finney-Smith at the 4, 2 points, 3 assists. And then Tim Hardaway Jr., baby, at the 3, the leading scorer for the squad. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists on 54% shooting. So once again, Tim Hardaway Jr. for 6th Man of the Year, in my opinion. He's elevating his game in the starting lineup, trying to do everything he can, and he's still good off the bench when you know that's his role. But I like Tim Hardaway Jr., folks, as 6th Man of the Year. Obviously, as we said, I mean we can't even bet him on DraftKings. That's how disrespected he is. All right, so everybody floundered here on the Mavericks. Anything good off the bench? Jalen Brunson, 15 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds off the bench, not bad. But not good that the Mavericks lose in blowout fashion. Alrighty, next game up now is the Bucks and the Magic, and the Bucks blow them out 114, 102. Not a huge blowout, 12-point win, but still solid. All right, Bucks here. Giannis, 27 points, led the team in scoring, 12 rebounds, led the team, or no, he didn't lead the team in rebounds. Bobby Portis with 15 rebounds off the bench. Yes, sir. Yo, folks, I'm big on this Bucks team. I'm excited as heck on this Bucks team. I truly think it's finally their year, man. We're going to be rooting for Giannis in the playoffs all season long, but woohoo, I'm loving this team now. All right, Giannis, 27 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 61% shooting from the field, 0 of 3 from 3. Once again, Giannis, please stop. Please stop. He had one good quarter a couple of games ago, and it messed with his head. Stop it, dude. Chris Middleton floundered here, 11 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds, shot 20% on 15 shots, 0 of 5 from 3. Yikes. Maybe we spoke a little bit too soon saying that we love this Bucks team. I mean, their 3-point shooting, they are going to need to get it done, and it was really lackluster last night. They shot 8 of 33 last night. Gosh dang. Oh my goodness. 8 of 33, gosh darn, 24%. Gosh dang. All right, so, oh my goodness. But, hey, they were still able to overcome all of that. Everybody got good scoring production, even though they couldn't hit, the 3 to save their lives. Brook Lopez, 17.6 rebounds. Dante DiVincenzo, 19 points. Second leading scorer for the squad. We'll take that. 2 assists, 2 rebounds. And then Drew Holiday, 15 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Once again, he didn't shoot good from 3 either, 1 of 4. But then off the bench, we get the Bobby Portis, 10 points, 15 rebounds. Pat Connaughton, 3 points, 9 rebounds. They were getting all their rebounds from the missed threes. And that was really it. But solid work here from really everybody. So we're about it. Just got to get a little bit more cleaned up on the 3 ball. And we know that's a little bit of hit and miss for them. But when they're on, they're almost unstoppable. And now the Magic now. Anything good here? Leading scorer was Cole Anthony. Gary Harris put up 14 points. Wendell Carter still at the 5, 8 points, 14 rebounds. Moritz Wagner at the 4, 17 points, 13 rebounds. Great night by him. And then just nothing else great. So Magic are trash. We know this. Alrighty, and then the Warriors and the Suns, and man, oh man, another reason why we were right, folks. We did take the Warriors +5. Look at that. We knew that's great value. The Warriors always play up to their competition, folks. That's why they're always going to be dangerous in the playoffs. As long as you have Steph Curry, that leadership, that championship mentality, that winning mentality, he knows how to win. It will always come out and infect everybody else. So let's start here with the Warriors getting the win. 122-116. Once again, no Kelly Oubre Jr., folks. And, this just kind of speaks to, how great Andrew Wiggins is. And, the media, we just heard Stephen A. Smith the other day say that he would trade Andrew Wiggins for, candy, which is absolutely disrespectful to say. We've been saying that he's the second most consistent Warriors player on this entire team. Curry, number 1. You can make the argument between Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green for number 2, but then the other one's number 3. I mean, he is the one of the key reasons why this team has success here. It's not Kelly Oubre Jr., folks. He does not translate. He does not really contribute to any meaningful wins. So, what are we talking about here? Another reason why y'all should be listening to Takes by Fans on the daily. Colin Cowherd, please sign us. But let's talk about this Warriors team. Steph Curry, 21 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, and he shot 1 of 11 from 3. It's so funny how, whenever he hits, those 10-3 games, those 8-3 games, those 9-3 games, everybody goes crazy on social media, but everybody's silent when he goes 1 of 11, you know what I mean? But he's still able to get it done, so, we respect him. Kept Bazemore at the 2, 17 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds. Kevon Looney still at the 4, 3 points, 4. Oh, no, he had 7 rebounds. Well done. 4 assists along with that. Draymond Green, triple-double, 11 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds. A huge enforcer. He just brings this team together, folks. He's a great on-floor leader. He's a great defensive leader as well. So, Draymond Green, this Warriors team gets absolutely disrespected. It's not all just Steph Curry, folks. You have to look at Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green. They may not be getting it done every single game in the stats department, but they get it done on the floor of just being that leader and being consistent on what they do. All right, and then Andrew Wiggins led the team in scoring, 38 points, 3 assists, 7 rebounds. He shot 70% from the field, folks, on 24 shots. Fantastic. So the starters were all able to get it done, and then look at this off the bench. Jordan Poole, folks, 20 points, 4 rebounds in only 20 minutes. We will take that all day long. And let's also shout out Juan Toscano-Anderson, 7 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Great night there. So, they get it done without Kelly Oubre Jr., folks. So that's why he comes off the bench when he plays, not injured. So, great performances there by everybody on the Warriors team for the win. And then for the Suns now, Chris Paul, 24 points. Devin Booker, 34 points. Chris Paul also had 10 assists to go along with that. DeAndre Ayton, though, 8 points, 8 rebounds. Jay Crowder put up 20 points. Fantastic. Back in the starting lineup, 6 of 10 from 3. Yes, sir. And then McCall Bridges, 6 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 37% from the field. So the big 3 got it done. Scoring the ball-wise, Chris Paul, Booker, and Jay Crowder, but everybody else really floundered here. Cameron Payne off the bench, 7 points. Frank Kaminsky, 6 points, 5 rebounds. Torrey Craig, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Not bad, but overall just comes up a little short, and that's why we're a little hesitant on this Suns team. A little lackluster together as a team offensively in some of their games, and that's why they lose. So I want to root for the Suns team. I want to see Chris Paul get a ring, but they're going to need their bench a little bit better than what it's been. We need other players to step it up scoring-wise. They've got the players to do it. Cameron Payne, Torrey Craig, Javon Carter, Dario Saric, Cameron Payne and Cameron Johnson, the other Cameron. So they just need other players to step up scoring. And we've seen them floundering a little bit in their last 10 games, 6-4 in their last 10, because they can't keep up scoring pace of all these other teams. So we are big worry hesitations on this Suns team. So, we were hesitant on the Bucks all season. Now we're solid on them, and we were kind of big on the Suns all season. Now we're kind of worried about them. So you got to take the entire season and take, week to week, what's happening now, what happened then, what's the team looking like now. That's why we do this show, folks. That's why we do the show every day. That's why we break down the stats and the players every day of every single team, because stuff changes on a dime, folks. We're talking about this Timberwolves team, and, if they had an extra kind of 15 games, they definitely would be in the playoffs right now. Absolutely. So just unfortunate with their, health injuries and all of that, but things change on a dime, folks. Teams change on a dime. And I think we're starting to see a slow transition of the Suns team being a little lackluster offensively, and it is worrisome. Alrighty, moving on. Last two games. Let's see if we can go through these quickly. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, my goodness. Kings Thunder. Do we even care? Kings, why are we even buying into you anymore? We gave you your chance. You blew it. You're no longer even in contention for the play-in tournament. Good riddance. So, anybody do good here? De'Aaron Fox is still not playing. Buddy Hield took 11 threes, 21 points. Terrence Davis led the team in scoring off the bench, 27 points, so nothing great here. And then for the Thunder, who's doing good? We get Kenrich Williams, led the team in scoring with 20 points, 4 assists. Aleksev Pukosevetsky, 10 points, 50% shooting. Darius Baisley, 18 points. So, two trash teams. Thunder are actively tanking. We can see that clearly. Is it even working? What are they? Where are they right now? This Thunder team is 21 wins, 14th seed in the Western Conference. All right, like third worst record. So the tank is working, I guess. And then the last game of the night, we showed the winning, not a buzzer beater, but we saw the winning shot at the top of the show when we were talking about the stories. But Talen Horton-Tucker shoots the three. That's the final points of the game, and it gives the Lakers a 2-point win, 101-99 over the Knicks. But this was still a good outing for this Knicks team. They all looked good. Just unfortunately came up a little short, but their defense is truly great, folks. They can go toe-to-toe with the best of them, beef down low, it doesn't matter. Great scores from the outside shooting, great beef down low, great driving scores, great point guards, great centers, great forwards. It doesn't matter. This Knicks team will always get it done defensively because it's Tom Thibodeau out there. He knows defense. So, all right, let's start with the Lakers since they won. Alex Caruso still at the starting point guard position, only played 7 minutes though, 0 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. KCP, 8 points on 22% shooting. Once again, he's not really able to get it done. He had 7 assists and 7 rebounds, which is good, but overall, just Andre Drummond at the 5, 16 points, 18 rebounds, finally doing something great here. Anthony Davis, 20 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. Yes, sir, he got it done. And then Wesley Matthews at the 3 to round out the starters, 8 points, 6 rebounds on 42% shooting. But the bench truly got it done. Kyle Kuzma. I mean, when there's no pressure on Kyle Kuzma coming off the bench, he usually gets it done. So 23 points, led the team in scoring, 3 rebounds to go along with that, 52% from the field. Talen Horton-Tucker had the game winner, basically. 13 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds off the bench. And then what do we got? Montrezl Harrell only played 4 minutes. I'm a little upset with that, but we'll let Frank Vogel do his thing. And then Ben McLemore, 8 points, 2 rebounds on 3 of 7 from the field. So once again, got to see his scoring production get up a little bit more. And Kyle Kuzma off the bench is able to get it done. So Lakers pull off the close win. And then the Knicks now. Anything good here? Julius Randle, 31 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds. Derrick Rose off the bench, 27 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. He took 22 shots, the second most shots on the team. RJ Barrett let us down a little bit, 8 points on 15% shooting, 0 of 7 from 3, truly unfortunate there. And then Reggie Bullock also let us down, 5 points on 1 of 5 from the 3 and 2 of 9 from the field. So they just, their problems were offense, and that's kind of fixable. We don't really see too many poor offensive nights by this Knicks team, but the defense kept them close, and that's what we're talking about, folks. This Knicks team, they don't need the scoring to win. They can rely on their defense and squeak out a win if they need to. So Taj Gibson, 8 points, 7 rebounds off the bench. And I always butcher this man's name. Nikitalina. Tiliquina. Nikilatina. There it is. There it is. All right, Frank Nikilatina put up 9 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals off the bench. Pretty much got it done. So, unfortunate, just a little bit of a late loss by this Knicks team. Ends in a loss. Alrighty, let's what do we do now? Let's go to the NBA from tonight's action. I mean, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty, folks. Great. Every game matters now for playoff positioning. We're pretty much set on the top 10 teams in the Eastern Western Conference. No teams are really able to kind of get it anymore. Pelicans are still 3.5 games back. They're pretty much done. And the Bulls are 3 games back. So it's pretty much done here. We know the top 10. We just now need to know the ordering. Who's going to be the 7th, 6th seed, 8th seed? Who's going to be the 9th and 10th? Who's going to get 2 chances at the playoffs? Who's only going to get 1? Who's going to get the 6th seed for the guaranteed playoff spot? Who's going to get the number 1, 2 seeds here? So we just need to know seeding now. And obviously, you know how to make some money, obviously. So this is what we have on tap tonight. Wizards Hawks, 7 o'clock on ESPN. That's going to be a great one. Hopefully this Wizards team can win. Try to get, are they half? No, they're a full game. So they would need a little bit more help over this Pacers team. But, you know, hey, potential wins there. Also, they could try to, you know, get up to that 8th seed with the Hornets only being a game above the Wizards at the 8th seed. So, and then the Hawks, I mean, we just saw the Heat overtake that 4th seed. Absolutely fantastic for this Heat team last night, beating the Celtics. Knicks lose, and the Heat are able to leapfrog from 6-4 last night. So Hawks trying to kind of get to that 4th seed. They're not even a half a game back. So they can, if they win, they will be able to move up. So huge game seeding wise for both teams here. Wizards Hawks going to be a great one. ESPN. Spurs, Nets, 8 o'clock. James Harden's first game back. Celtics, Cavs. Celtics need to start winning some games here, getting their confidence up. Pelicans, Mavericks. Mavericks need a win to stay above water here in the playoff tournament. Blazers, Jazz, 9:30, ESPN, going to be a great one. Blazers want to maintain that 5th seed, don't want to drop back. The Blazers and the Mavericks can possibly flip-flop seeding here, depending on the outcomes of tonight's games. And then the Rockets and the Lakers, back-to-back games for the Lakers. Can they get it done? Once again, 5, 6, 7 here in the Western Conference is going to be decided probably on tonight's matchups. It's going to make it a lot clearer. Lakers, Mavericks, Blazers, all within a game of each other. One of those 3 teams will be in the play-in tournament. So tonight's action, man, it's going to be a great one. So let's refresh these lines, get these lines up to date, and then we'll start talking about the matchups. Alrighty, here we go. First game up, Wizards Hawks. Wizards plus 6.5. Oh, I love it. It probably means that Bradley Beal is not going to play, but let's double check. But Wizards plus 6.5, Hawks minus 6.5, and I think I like the Wizards here. Bradley Beal is still out, not the greatest. And then for the Hawks, what do we got? Just Cam Reddish out, but a huge game for this Wizards team. We saw the Wizards keep pace their other game and only lose by a point against the Hawks. So this Wizards team plus 6.5 is great value, but I do not really want to take this one on the back-to-back, especially since they just played each other on Monday. Usually the second games really don't turn out the way that we expect them to. We do break the rule every now and then for exceptions of great value. This Wizards team, a huge kind of game here. They really can't, like we said, they can't really fall out of the top 10 here. It would take a miracle. But they still have that chance to get up to that number 8 seed. So a huge game here for the Wizards. Let's see if Russell Westbrook can get it done again by himself. We're going to stay away from betting this game, but it's going to be a great one to watch, and I'm glad that it is on television, ESPN tonight. So we'll stay away from Wizards Hawks. We cashed in the other night when we took the Wizards plus the points, so let's not kind of push our luck here, and we'll just stay away from it. All right, next game up, Spurs and the Nets. Spurs plus 6, Nets minus 6. All righty, James Harden is good to go here, folks, for the Nets. Kyrie Irving is also a game-time decision, though, so we'll see if he's good to go. Could you imagine they get James Harden back and then they're fully not back at full strength again? That would just be classic. And then Chris Chiozza is still out there for the Nets. And then for the Spurs, just Trey Lyles is a game-time decision. So a huge game for both of these teams. Nets potentially to try to get back up to that number 1 seed. And then the Spurs, they're basically locked into this 10th seed right here. 3.5 games above, or 2.5 games above the Pelicans. And 2.5 games behind the Grizzlies there for that 10th seed. So huge game here for the Spurs and the Nets. see who can get the win. We're probably going to stay away from this one. Did we say the spread? Spurs +6, Nets -6. I do like the Nets to win tonight, but let's see how they're all working together with James Harden out on the floor. Can they get back to kind of their rhythm with him out on the floor? We're not worried about James Harden. Worried about everybody else fitting in around James Harden. Kyrie Irving a little bit more ball dominant when it was just him and Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant still a little bit more ball dominant when it was just him and Kyrie Irving. Now the three back together. Let's see how they're able to adapt game one. So we'll stay away from Spurs Nets tonight. Alrighty, then we get the Celtics and the Cavs. Celtics -6.5, Cavs +6. Kemba Walker is out on rest. I guess you can rest against this Cavs team, but there's really no need. You can't rest. You just lost. You just lost your big kind of playoff spot there. You're 3 games back. Almost kind of, maybe they are just kind of playing. It's almost, I think it's almost impossible for the Celtics team to get up to out of the play-in tournament just because they are 3 games back from the Knicks at that 6th seed, and they basically just have to win out and hope that the Knicks lose out, and we know that's not really going to happen. So for the Celtics, Kemba Walker out, Marcus Smart out, Jaylen Brown is out for the rest of the season, like we said, and then Robert Williams is out. So what the hell is going on? They're missing 2 key scorers, so we can't even take this Celtics team -6.5. How unfortunate. And then for the Cavs, it doesn't matter who's in and out. We just need Darius Garland. He's out, unfortunate, so we definitely got to stay away from Cavs +6 now. Darius Garland's out, C.D. Osman's out, or he's a game-time decision. Lamar Stevens is out, but we can't even take this game. Can't trust the Cavs +6.5, and we can't trust the Celtics -6.5 with no scoring players on their team anymore. Alrighty, then we go to the Pelicans and the Mavericks. Pelicans +9, Mavericks -9. All right. For the Pelicans, Steven Adams is out. Josh Hart is out. Brandon Ingram out. Lonzo Ball out. Zion Williams is out. Oh, my goodness. Their entire team is out. They know the season's over. For the Mavericks, J.J. Redick is out, Kristaps Porzingis is a game-time decision, and Tyrell Terry is a game-time decision as well. So we'll stay away from this one as well. We just saw the Mavericks lose last night. Unfortunate. This Pelicans team, their B squad, maybe can they have a backdoor cover? Potentially. We got to stay away from it. And then the last game of the night, the Blazers and the Jazz. The Blazers +2, the Jazz -2. For the Blazers, Nasir Little is a game-time decision. And then for the Jazz, Mike Conley is out, Donovan Mitchell is out, and Juwan Morgan is out. So, you know how we feel about this Jazz team with no Donovan Mitchell or no Mike Conley. They just have to rely on Bogdanovich. Is it Bogdan? I always forget which one's the Bogdan and which one's the other one. There's 2 Bogdanoviches, and they're both fantastic. But this Jazz team is just Bogdanovich. He puts up the points. There is no really kind of facilitator on the floor without Mike Conley and Donovan Mitchell. Joe Ingles is not a facilitator, folks. He's a great 3-point shooter, don't get us wrong, but there's nobody to facilitate the floor, so it's really just Jordan Clarkson putting up 40 points because he's taking like 40 shots a game off the bench because there's nobody else to really kind of threaten the score, and then it's Bogdanovich putting up 25-plus points a night because he's a great shooter. So we're going to take the Blazers +2 here. I think they have a little bit more to play for. Let's go to the current standings. The Blazers at the 5th seed. There's really no way they can move up to the 4th seed. 5 games out. I don't think they got 5 games left. I think they got like 3. But, they can still move back to that 6th seed and potentially move back to that 7th seed. And with the Mavericks and Lakers all playing tonight, the Blazers have to win tonight. The Jazz 2 games lead above the Suns. Also kind of a big game for them, but we can't trust this Jazz team anymore. This Blazers team has seemed like they've gotten it figured out. 4-game winning streak. Offense is getting it done. The starters are getting it done. Don't have to rely on the bench. And this Jazz team, folks, there's just nothing else great besides Bogdanovich and Jordan Clarkson. Can't rely on anybody to really facilitate the floor. So everybody else, nobody's getting the entire team involved in the scoring department, and that's where they lose games. So we're going to take the Blazers +2 tonight and a lone moneymaker, unfortunately. No good value anywhere else. So we just got to rock with the Blazers +2. We did great last night. We're going to kind of just do one and done tonight with the Blazers +2. Alrighty, let's head over to our draft grades. We're going to run through this very quickly because we just got to do it and we're running out of days to do it, folks. We got the schedule coming out and we still got 2 more divisions to go over in our kind of draft grades by division. So let's just go through these quickly. We're looking at the NFC North today, so let's start here with the Packers. Their first pick, they go defense again. They've got the offensive weapons. I mean, I know we all like to, hear Aaron Rodgers complain about he has no weapons, but I mean, you got Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon as running backs. I mean, that's a great duo right there. Aaron Jones can get it done by himself, but it's a good duo nonetheless. You got Devontae Adams, Alan Lazard, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Robert Tonyan at the tight end position. You don't need any more weapons. So shoring up your defense and all these losses have just come on Aaron Rodgers not getting it done. So they didn't need to go too heavy offensively in this draft. So cornerback at that first pick. Second pick, they go center, shore up the line a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I think they just lost their starting center. So, did they? I don't know. But they do pick up another center here, Josh Myers in the second round from Ohio State. Third round, then they go and get a wide receiver, Amari Rodgers, but he's like 5'10". I mean, so going to go with maybe a little bit of a more faster skill guy that can win off the line of scrimmage for these slants because they got the deep threat of their wide receiver. So then they go and show up their line a little bit in the 4th round again with an offensive guard. 5th round, they get to Darrell Slayton, defensive tackle. They get cornerback in the 5th round, offensive tackle in the 6th round. So they're just shoring up their defense and line, and that's really all they need. They didn't need those big skill positions. So we're going to give this Packers team a solid B here, really just shoring up everything they need. No real home run hitters in kind of talent-wise, so we'll give the Packers a solid B. Alrighty, let's go to the Bears now, and man, oh man, what an absolutely steal here to trade up, get Justin Fields. I love this, a huge pick here. This is what the Bears needed. They just needed a competent quarterback. We couldn't trust Andy Dalton. We hated that signing. They all swallowed the pride there and go and draft Justin Fields. He will be the week 1 starter. So right there, that's a huge win here in this Bears draft. They go and get Tavon Jenkins, a tackle, to shore up their line a little bit. Larry Brown in the 5th round. They didn't have that many picks here in this round, so 1st round pick, quarterback, 2nd round pick, tackle. That's what they needed. And then 5th round pick, they go tackle again. 6th round, they go running back. There's no real great running backs in this draft, so we'll see if he pans out. 6th round, they get a wide receiver, 5'10". Don't really love that in Daz Newsome. If you're going to get a late round wide receiver, go for height. Height will always win over skill if skill is not there. And when we're talking about 6th and 7th round picks, skill, it's a little lackluster. That's why they're going 6th and 7th round. So Daz Newsome here, not the greatest pickup. Thomas Graham Jr., corner, 5'10", 6th round. And then in their last pick, Kiris Tonga, defensive tackle. So not a bad overall draft here for the Bears of not having that many good top picks, but they're very lackluster at the wide receiver position. Yeah, Allen Robinson is great, and he made Mitch Trubisky look good, so he's going to make Justin Fields look good. But besides that, you got David Montgomery at the running back. They're going to have to rely on him, and is he a 1,000-yard rusher? Oh, he did last season. So, alrighty, we'll give him more respect. And they shored up their line for the running game to be a little bit better, protect Justin Fields. Their defense was the best thing about them last season because their quarterback was absolutely trash. But you got Desmond Trufant, Eddie Jackson, you got Khalil Mack still, and we'll see what these new corners do that you drafted. So, a real good draft here. Not going to call it an A-, but going to call it a B+ here. That Justin Fields pick is an absolute home run hitter right there. Fantastic. Alrighty, the Vikings now. Here we go. First pick, they get offensive tackle. Then in the 3rd round, they go Kellen Mond, quarterback. So I think that's an overreach here for a quarterback like that. You're still going to be rocking with Kirk Cousins for another season, but you think Kellen Mond is going to be the guy after Kirk Cousins? Okay, good luck with that. So I don't really like the quarterback there, pick in the 3rd round. Another 3rd round pick, they go linebacker. Another 3rd round pick, they go guard. Another 3rd round pick, they go defensive end. Then in the 4th round, they got 3 4th round picks here. Running back, Kina Inungwa. I mean, once again, you got Delvin Cook. I mean, what's their even 2nd running back? Do they need another running back? What do we got? Alexander Madison. What did he do last season? 400 yards. That's pretty solid for a backup of, a real solid number 2 when you have an elite A1 tier 1 running back in Dalvin Cook. So I don't really like the quarterback pick. I don't like that running back pick. They don't really need any other offensive weapons receiver-wise, but maybe just shore up that defense. I would have went heavy defense. I mean, how many defensive picks? And we just heard that, we heard Mike Zimmer at the end of the season, literally after the last game, he said this was the worst defense I've ever coached. And then he goes and picks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 offensive picks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 defensive picks, but you did more offensive picks, and the offense wasn't the problem. So I really don't like this draft by the Vikings. I think it was a huge swing and a miss, and I'm going to call it a C-. Yo, I hate this draft by this Vikings team. Absolutely trash. You better hope these defensive players can pan out, honestly. And you better hope that Patrick Peterson is not too old now, honestly. How old? 34? How old is this man? 30. Alrighty, so let's see if he can get back to kind of his good shape here. Only 30. I thought he was a little bit older than that, but you're gonna have to rely on him heavy, man, heavy. But we're gonna give that Vikings draft a C-. That was trash. All right, and then the last team here, the Detroit Lions. Alrighty, they went first round pick with Penei Sewell. Fantastic offensive tackle. Shore up that line. I've got no problem with that. That's kind of Dan Campbell's thinking. They're going to build from the line out. So we'll see if that works. Second round pick, they go Levi Onwuzurike, defensive tackle. Third round pick, they go defensive tackle again. Third round pick, they go corner. Fourth round pick, they go wide receiver. How tall is this man? 6 foot. Alrighty. Let's check this Lions depth chart. We know that they just lost Kenny Galladay. So now they got Tyrell Williams. They brought in Brashad Perryman. Hopefully he works out well. Quintez Cephas, TJ Hawkinson. So they still really have no good wide receivers here. They went tackle instead of wide receiver in that first round. And then they got a 6 foot wide receiver. So hopefully he pans out, but he's a 4th round pick. 4th round pick again, they go linebacker. And then their last pick in the 7th round, they go running back. Once again, why would the running back pick? You got DeAndre Swift. You're going to have to kind of work him in. You kind of counted on him to be the guy last season, and he kind of got better as the season progressed. So, I don't know, maybe a little bit of a waste of a pick here at the 7th round. We'll see if he pans out. But this Lions defense, man, nothing. They got Trey Flowers, Jamie Collins, Jeff Okudah, Quentin Dunbar. So they do have a nice kind of back half of the defense. Yeah, that's not bad. So maybe would have liked to see them kind of get a little bit more dangerous at the weapons, but for their first draft here, for just kind of shoring up the offensive line, shoring up the defensive line, it's not bad. It's a solid strategy, and we'll see if it pans out for Dan Campbell. I don't think it is. You still need to put up points in this league, and, is Jared Goff is the answer? Are your pieces the answer? I mean, we saw Jared Goff not really work too well with Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. I would say that receiver core is better than what the Lions have currently, but it's they got solid. They got solid in their first 3 picks, so we'll give them a B- here. No blow away kind of big names here. No kind of, oh my goodness, this guy instantly turns the franchise around instantly. So, and I know it's hard to do because this Lions team is just trash and they've been trash forever. So, 1 year is really not going to turn them around. But, a solid building block here for Dan Campbell. And let's see if he's able to coach up his guys. Alrighty, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow doing it all over again, breaking down the schedule probably a little bit more in depth as it, officially comes out tonight at 8. So we're back tomorrow, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back live noon.